In a definite break with tradition, Lamina are tinkering with the scenery, and the latest beta has an upgraded and updated version of the Caribbean for us to enjoy. This video explores St Barts, which is one of the upgraded areas, and we will see what improvements they've rendered. If you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a bit of a before and after, so I flew a circuit of St Barts before I upgraded and then another one after I upgraded. Now, I did make the mistake in the first flight of using real world weather, which was rather entertaining, so I gave up on that in the second flight. So it's not an entirely like for like examination of the two versions, but nonetheless I think the differences and improvements are clear to see. So we start on X-Plane 12.1 in the Amol M7 on a particularly hairy day. I do manage to fly the aircraft round the circuit and land without crashing, but that's probably all you could say about this flight. Okay. Notice the other side of the runway, the aircraft seem to be sort of embedded in the taxiway. That's caused actually by the ortho photos, it turns out, not quite being aligned to the shape of the ground in X-Plane. Right, let's crack on. As we take off over the bay, whilst the sea does look realistic, it isn't a patch on the real thing as taken by Google Earth. Of course, there's no life on the sea either, so there's no boats or anything else going on. So it's at this point that I would be in the air wishing I was on the ground, I think, if this was the real world. And I am beginning to wish that I had set the weather manually rather than accepting real world weather. That said, I've made worse landings in the Morlam 7. So that's explained 12.1. Let's see what the new beta has to say for itself. For this flight, I've swapped into the RV7. I've also set the weather to be a little less enthusiastic. I'm using the RV7 because several attempts with the Maul have resulted in catastrophe, and clearly not as good at flying it as I am the RV7. Okay, let's go. Now, as we take off, we'll see a couple of little boats, and you can just see the one on the left. It's got sharks circling around it. We'll go and investigate that in a little while. From above, the improvement is immediately obvious. The right-hand picture is Google Earth, the left-hand picture is X-Plane 12. I could scootle over the island just to see what it's like. It's an improvement. It is an improvement. Roads still need work and the animation of vehicles. But what we're here to see is the change in the colour of the sea, which is much better, and also the boats, which are a joy to behold. Now, recognising that X-Plane will always struggle to do better than Microsoft from a scenery perspective, given all the resources that Microsoft have at hand, is still refreshing to see them starting to focus a bit on what the visual world looks like, the real world looks like outside the window, rather than just focusing on the stuff directly involved in the flying. As someone who flies VFR rather than IFR on the simulator, having a world that looks real is really important. Someone recently commented on one of the videos in the channel that it is not a patch on Microsoft Flight Simulator visually, and whilst I think that's true, it is getting better, and there are lots of other reasons to love X-Plane that aren't directly to do with what it looks outside the window. But the really good thing about Microsoft Flight Simulator is that it's giving Lamina a run for their money, and I think Lamina are doing the same to Microsoft. As a consequence, both organisations are working really hard to improve the simulator because they're in competition, and there's only one beneficiary, as far as I can see, of that process. And that is us. That rushing towards you as you come down is quite a thing. Right, come on. You gonna land? Just. Right, while we're at this end of the runway, actually, do you know what? That's not bad. If I just hop outside a minute. Yeah. Considering. Right, let's go and have a look at this shark infested waters. I'd say that's Austin Myers' trademark jacket. Let's have a look. Yep, I'd say that that's a model of Austin Myers. Now close up, the boats look very realistic, but they're not moving, which is interesting. So they're not wobbling on the sea, so I guess that's something that they are going to work on. But if we look at the sea itself, I'll move away from the rather strange animated sharks and just drop down to the sea level. That's pretty real, I'd say. That's explained 12.1.2 Beta 1. I look forward to seeing how that develops over the next few weeks. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe.